FPL Game Week 12 Best Picks. Hello and welcome to the Armband. I'm your host Chris, and as always, Kieran is here with me too. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Feel a bit disconnected from FPL with this break, but getting back into it now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the build-up week now, and
Mm.
yeah, it feels like everything's happening. It was quite a good international break. That Ireland comeback in the last few seconds against Hungary was pretty epic.
Yeah, fair play to them. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some really nice stories. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, full focus back on FPL. So in today's show, we're going to share our points from Game Week 11, just because we didn't last week, and then that sort of closes the chapter on Game Week 11 nicely. We're then going to turn our attention to Game Week 12 and beyond, looking at the fixtures, focus on Manchester United and Arsenal tonight, looking at which players would buy or sell. Seems like lots of players are coming back from international break with question marks over their fitness, so we're going to talk about those. That'll obviously be Gabriel, Semenyo, Sesko if you have him. There's seems like plenty. And answer a couple of your questions, and if you've got any while you're watching, please drop them in the feed below and we will get to as many as possible. Excellent. All right, let's get into the points from last week, shall we? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, it was 45 points in the end. The average was pretty low. But yeah, it was a tiny green arrow, which I kind of didn't expect with that such a low score. But yeah, especially with the triple Arsenal clean sheets going, so that
Yeah.
was not ideal, and they're all getting 1 point each is not great. But yeah, Munoz was 6, Minte with 3, and Buemo with the return. Semenyo doing naffle with a penalty miss. Saar continuing to dodge a few points. And then, yeah, Haaland captain after the penalty miss as well. And then, the saving grace really was Thiago with his
Yeah.
brace. Lucky I played him, but Keane on the bench, Mukiele on the bench for Keane with 15. It really was just like I was debating it all week, and it really was just a plum fixture to just play him in, and I just screwed up there. I really should have played him over Minte or Saar or something like that, or just one of the Arsenal defenders. It's just, you know, I was expecting him to get some kind of goal threat and return at some point, and just it's the week I've benched it. It just feels bad because those points I'm
Yeah.
probably going to expect to play him in some weeks, and he's probably going to get nowhere near that. So,
Yeah.
I think I've probably missed that, and it probably won't come around again. So, if I had started him, it would have been a really good week.
Yeah.
But yeah, just disappointed in the end with that, and yeah, but overall fine, I guess. Can't complain too much with a green, so
Yeah.
it's what it is, I guess.
And the
Yeah.
team looks good, and there's definitely similar for me, two yellow flags in there.
Mm,
So yeah, maybe some moves to make this week. We'll see. Yeah,
yeah.
talk about that in a bit. And my points slightly less. I got 43. I did one transfer, which was Gyökeres straight to Thiago,
Yeah,
and
nice.
that came in really well, which I'm pleased with because I don't think he was like that favoured by a lot of people going into.
Especially with Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Newcastle, but their away form was bad, and yeah, he just looks like their talisman now. So yeah, I feel the team's nice. Otherwise, it was pretty lackluster week. I think Munoz was like the only other return, and like you, we had the two missed penalties from Semenyo and Haaland, and Dyer was a bit of a letdown in what I thought looked like that good Fulham game. But
Mm.
yeah, we'll talk about moves and shakers next, really. I also should say before we get into like the preview for this game, if you haven't watched it before and you enjoy what we do, please hit like and subscribe. We'd love to get like 25 interactions on this video. That sounds good. Cool. All right, should we talk about this game week and teams we like? Do you want to go ahead and talk about Liverpool?
Yeah, you said Arsenal, but it's Liverpool I'm
Did
talking
I?
about.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Obviously there's one obviously big guy who's got a yellow flag now in Gabriel, who we're looking, who's going to be sold to basically anyone because
Yeah.
he's pretty expensive, probably one of the most expensive defender in the game now. I think I just saw an update that said he's possibly out until January, so it could be like 6 to 8
Really?
weeks.
Wow. Okay.
It looks like he's basically a must sell. There's no reason to keep him.
Mm,
I don't think it's 100% confirmed. They're still waiting for the scan, but it was on the live score app, so it's not just like random Twitter people saying it. So let's see. But I think
mm.
Liverpool seem like the obvious team to go to, especially VVD. So yeah, Liverpool's fixtures: Forest at home this week. Forest kind of a little bit of resurgence, but like
Mm,
at home to Forest, I don't think that's obviously a bad fixture. And then West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, Leeds, Fulham. Like that's a fixture run that lasts till the 4th of January. That covers 9 game weeks. The
mm,
hardest fixture in there is I guess Sunderland now, possibly, and then
yeah,
Tottenham away. Um,
but they've been crap at
yeah,
home.
so yes, true. So, yeah, after that they also play Arsenal away, but then they do have a plum Burnley at home fixture straight after that as well. So it's kind of covers 11 weeks if you want to go there.
Nice.
Yeah, fourth best overall fixtures coming up. Most of their top picks are predicted to be in the top 1 to 3 in their kind of positions for predicted points over this period.
Mm,
Um, yeah, last 6 game weeks, 10.84 XG as a team, which is fifth overall with only 7 goals scored, so underperforming slightly.
yeah,
And then 9.2 XGC, which is actually 16th at the moment, which is obviously not great, with 12 goals conceded. So underperforming their XGC or overperforming. I don't know. They've conceded more than they should have.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so form-wise is obviously pretty bad in the Premier League. Like 4 losses and then a win and then a loss. So yeah, that's pretty atrocious. But obviously these
mm,
fixtures now, they've had a break. Maybe this was the time to kind of galvanize and sort out the tactics. And yeah, this run of fixtures coming is just like the
yeah.
start of something possibly. Um, yeah, should I go on to players now, or do you want to
Yeah, well,
talk
it'd be good.
first?
No, I think it'd be good to go on to players and to
Okay.
maybe, because we've just led in by talking about Gabriel. It might be interesting to talk about,
Mm.
replacements at
Yeah,
that
okay.
point.
So, yeah, it's who to pick from Liverpool, I suppose, is
Mm,
really the safest for minutes is Van Dijk. Yeah, 5.9 million at the moment, 23% owned. So he's certainly not going to be a differential if you start picking him up. But yeah, 0 goals and 0 assists in the league so far. His XG has only actually passed zero point 0.2 once all season. However, he has been a little bit unlucky with goals ruled offside, and he scored in other competitions.
he has
So
scored in a lot of other competitions this season. It's
yeah, so that
frustrating.
there's yeah, I think he's only really had like 3 goals, like 2 assists, like tops of like 5 goal contributions, like
Mm,
in most seasons. So like we can expect him to start to get a few, but we're not expecting him to be getting loads. So yeah, he's not in the top 20 for points scored for defenders so far, and
yeah,
yeah, he doesn't really feature in the top 20 for shots, XG, big chances created, XA, except for 2 big chances himself, which is actually joint third with 7 others. So not exactly impressive. But then he has also hit 2+2 for DEFCON on 6 occasions. That's 12 extra points. So 6 out of 11.
yeah. That's
Not
pretty.
bad, I
Yeah, it's pretty
suppose, for,
good.
for Van
Yeah.
Dijk and a team that you'd expect to be controlling the ball. But yeah, 5.9 million. I suppose there's no reason not to just go for him from Gabriel, who's obviously, I think, 6.4-ish now. So there's a decent sort of, yeah, 6.6 he is. So there's a decent money saving you can get there back into your bank. And yeah, like I said, safest for minutes. Kanate maybe is fine also. But like you probably don't go for Bradley or Frimpong, and you probably like Robertson could be okay. Kirk as a
Yeah.
Robertson, or but a bit like who's going to
Yeah.
definitely be playing. But
Too
yeah,
much of a risk, I think, to go in.
Robertson could be a decent shout because he seems to have like solidified them a bit, whereas
Mm,
Kirk has just hasn't been good. So maybe Robertson is now favored, but it could be any point where like Kirkes just comes back in. So, but then yeah, otherwise, other than that, is Allison possibly
maybe.
5.4 million, 5.5% owned as of writing. Yeah, so is it coincidence that the losses started piling up when he got injured? Maybe. So he's supposed to be back basically after the international break, which is coming up for this weekend. Cheaper than Van Dijk at 5.4 million.
Yeah.
Obviously nailed on, assuming he's fit and ready to go again. Keep it an eye on the press conference for that, I would think. But yeah, there's no other really fully nailed on way into the defense other than Allison and Van Dijk, assuming Allison is back and fit.
Mm,
So could be a good option for someone like me who's got triple Arsenal defense and is looking for a way out, especially with the next
yeah.
4 fixtures that look kind of tough. And then especially with Gabriel being injured, like the defense is probably going to get slightly worse. So um, yeah, Allison could be a way for me to sell Raya as getting
Yeah.
0.4 in the bank off that as well. Or well, he's 5.9. So yeah, that's a decent saving. Um, yeah, I think you probably want to target at least one of them for the defense because
Mm.
so many people are just going to go straight there. It seems so obvious. Maybe it's too
That's
obvious,
what I'm thinking.
but
Yeah.
you
Is it
know,
too
the fixtures,
obvious?
yeah.
Like
Uh, may-
their
yeah,
form
maybe.
is so bad. Like five losses in the last 6 in the league. Like I know it's obviously the fixture should breed the form, but they just look so wobbly. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. You look at the fixtures, and especially the home games like I've got on screen now: Forest, Sunderland, Brighton, Wolves, and Leeds. You would think there's at least 3 clean sheets in there, even if they're not in top form. I just feel like the move to Van Dijk feels like it's almost like perfect. It's just like their good fixture run starts now, which everyone was like, we're going to play our wild card to get
yeah,
Liverpool players in game week 12, and now you don't
yeah.
even need to because Gabriel's out for like the whole period of time Liverpool have a good
Mm.
fixture run. Yeah, it almost feels like it's like such an easy move, but like, is it definitely the right one? Like if you haven't got double Arsenal already, like when you look at the XGC, you kind of expect that Arsenal are not going to drop off that much. And like is having like Timber, I know you've already got him,
Yeah.
like as good as or even potentially better than Van Dijk. He's got better underlying like goal threat. He plays for a better defense.
It's
He
Tottenham
gets
home,
similar
Chelsea
defcon.
away, Brentford home,
Yeah,
and Villa away. The next 4 are like
are tough.
pretty tricky, you'd
Yeah,
say, especially with Gabriel out. Like, but they've kept clean sheets with
yeah.
Gabriel and Saliba in like other competitions, so with them
Mm-hmm.
out. So that it's hard to tell who's going to come in. So they'll probably it might be that Mascara guy. He was
Mm-hmm.
the guy that
Mm-hmm.
was favored earlier in the season, but then that Hincapi,
Yeah,
who came from Leverkusen, he's played in a few of the recent fixtures and kept clean sheets with him as well. So it's really unsure who's going to be the replacement. So I think you just if you're going to bring anyone in for him, it's probably Saliba or Timber.
mm-hmm.
Um, but otherwise, it's you could maybe start to look at like City, other than this
Yeah,
Newcastle away fixture, which is
yeah.
obviously difficult. You could look at Vardiol, Diaz, like O'Reilly, as I
Maybe, yeah.
mentioned, like and then also maybe like I don't know. This seems a bit out there because their defense is bad, but Delit at
Yeah, I
United.
thought, yeah,
Like,
yeah. The pictures are
because
good.
their fixture run is really good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably better than Liverpool's.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, there's no reds in there at all until what is that? The 6th of January, game
I've
week
got
21
game week 20. I've
on
got,
the
yeah,
FPR. Yeah.
game week 20 on the screen, like, or game week 20, and it's got, yeah, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Wolves at home. The thing about United is they just haven't shown, like, that good defensive pedigree so far this
For sure. Yeah.
season.
I
Whereas,
mean, I've owned Dorgu and it's been a terrible experience. So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a really tricky one, the Gabriel replacement. Like I don't mind spending a bit longer on like who the replacements are because it's a he's the second highest point scorer so far this season.
Hmm.
I think he's got the most points in the last 4 game weeks of every player. He has just been so there's like the whole game average is just going to drop now because of, like this such a good point scorer is not playing, and
Mm.
he's got goal threat. Arsenal have been incredible really from a defensive point of view, and he's been getting defcon this season. I don't know if there's like another like for like good or replacement for him really. I think it's and yeah, you're right. Van Dijk's fixtures look really great, but Liverpool defense doesn't look great. Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough.
Oh, you got to go somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah,
And yeah, those teams that we've mentioned with the fixture runs, then you could just play them every week and just hope for
mm,
the best, I suppose.
yeah,
Like, you know.
yeah. Well, just on the other like, replacements before we perhaps move on to Liverpool attack. So I obviously looked at Timber. So he's the
Mm,
next best defender so far this season in terms of a player who's had similar minutes and has averaged a pretty good points per game. So Gabriel's average was 7.6, which is insane for the defender that's nearly played like 1,000 minutes already, which is probably why he's
mm.
injured. Timber's like got 6.8, which I even noticed he like went down in one of the Netherlands games. So I don't know if he's
Yeah,
gonna be
I think
back.
I think he's fine as far
Hmm.
as I know. Yeah.
But so Timbers had the third highest shots in the box of all defenders this season. Interestingly, after Calafiore and Ballard, 13 key
Hmm.
passes, 2 big chances is more than both of those Calafiore and Ballard combined, and he's got a higher baseline bonus point average too. So I think he's obviously still a really good pick and can Hall in a mega way like he did at the beginning of the season because he has
Yeah.
that attacking threat.
Yeah.
It's a blessing maybe. Like we said, Arsenal's fixtures are not as good. You mentioned that like Tottenham, Chelsea, Brentford, Aston Villa don't look like it's time to have multiple defenders, so it's like a good exit point. But then I wonder if, while a lot of people are exiting, there is still value in having a double up for the best team in the defensive team in the
Yeah,
league.
I wonder if it's time to like just you switch out the triple, especially in my case, and then you just get onto Saka, who's looked good for England, who's looked good for thingy. You go with the attacker who's in form for Arsenal in the best team in the league at the moment, and go with that possibly.
Yeah. Who else do you
Yeah.
see as picks like in from a defensive side? I know I'm going full sending into this now, but like Palace's next four are pretty decent, but we've talked
Mhm.
before. I mean, they don't seem to be rotating. Like they've got Wolves at home, obviously Wolves away, Man United at home, Burnley and Fulham. Burnley and Fulham and Wolves don't score a lot, so you could see 3 clean sheets like in the short term just there.
Yeah, Gahey has been really good, but he did
Yeah.
miss the England squad, didn't he? So
He's got
could
that
be an option.
injury.
I think even Anderson, that's Fulham. Like
Mm-hmm.
even though they've not been good, they got Sunderland at home this week, which Sunderland have been good. So is that definitely a clean sheet? But then
It's Defcon.
Tottenham and Man City after that. But then after that, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Forest, West Ham, Crystal Palace again. So they've got a decent-ish run,
Yeah.
especially over Christmas, and he's going to be nailed on. And then maybe you could look at Burn, someone like that in Newcastle defense again. After City, they got Everton, Tottenham, Burnley, Sunderland, Chelsea. But those ones don't sound great. But then Burnley, Crystal Palace, and Leeds. So you could stick a Newcastle player in there, maybe. Yeah.
I think there's a fair amount of options, and like even if you wanted to take a bit of a punt, I was like looking at the Chelsea fixtures, thinking like Cucurella, like we both talked about him at the start of the
Yeah.
season. He could be a shout. It's a shame they don't have like some really good home fixtures, but their away ones are good. Burnley away, Leeds away, Bournemouth away, and then they've got Bournemouth and Everton at home. So even though they're like way down on the fixture ticker,
Yeah.
Cucurella could be an expensive. And the kind of reason I'm like looking at Van Dijk and a bit like is this just his routes to points at the moment, like in the last 4 game week, like in the first 4 game weeks, he was getting lots and lots of defcon. In the most recent 4, he's not really been as close, like on average per game. So I don't know if that means that's, but then I think he got it in the international break. So I don't know if that means he's slipping. I don't know. It just seems like a lot to invest in a defense that hasn't been great.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know, but the fixtures are good.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. Like, using that money just to get like a cheaper player, maybe like an O'Reilly from City or something. He's like, is he 4.5 or maybe he's probably 5, isn't he?
He's 5 now.
Yeah, which is annoying. Or like, is Delit 4.5? Is that ridiculous?
He's 5 as well.
That's a shame. Okay, so maybe even like Brentford. Looking at Brentford's fixtures: Brighton, Burnley, and then Arsenal, Tottenham, but then Leeds, Wolves, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Everton, Sunderland. Like Collins, who's got good defcon, decent attacking threat from set pieces. He could be someone. That Coyote, I think it is, with the long throws as well, same as Mukiele. He's got a decent option. But Brentford have not been good defensively, but like the fixtures are pretty good, really. So if you go cheap, then well, I'm thinking about myself. I could get back onto Saka with an upgrade from someone in midfield. So maybe a Semenyo who's looking less good.
Exactly. I think that's
I mean, Semenyo's fixtures are great, but still.
That's definitely worth considering this week, because you're right. Like, is Arsenal's, I don't know, style going to switch a little bit to be a little bit more attacking with Gabriel out? Are they going to, maybe not opt for low scoring wins? And are they going to, Saka's played obviously well for England. He always does, but he's in great form at the moment. Are they going to utilise him even more? But Gyökeres is still out. So yeah, there's a lot of moving
another
parts.
one. Cash Villa.
Yeah.
Leeds away, Wolves at home, Brighton away, next one, then Arsenal home, West Ham, Man United, Chelsea. I mean, the next 5, obviously apart from Arsenal at home, look good.
Yeah, and Villa have been, like we mentioned, like quite good recently. I've just got like his points up on screen. They've won 5 in the last 6 games, and he's got like 2 returns in that time, so 15-pointer against City. Yeah, I think there's a lot of options to go to, and it's picking the right one. I think Van Dijk
cheap as well, cash.
Cheap, yeah. I think Van Dijk is probably the easy brain pick for fixtures and price. But is there like some credit to just keeping in that better Arsenal defence and having someone like Timber or downgrading to a 4.5 like Richards, Anderson, someone or Cash somewhere around that price. But so that's probably all I had on defenders. What about, I know we've sort of skirted around them, but Gabriel is interested. What about Liverpool attack? Are you thinking about going there?
Szoboszlai, 6.6 million, 5.1%, seemed, or he was the talk of the town, but I'm not really sure why, to be honest.
I'm
obviously he's a 90-minute man. He does have set pieces, decent DEFCON potential, as we've seen, but he's only got 1 goal, 1 assist. At his price point, Kudus, Minte, Enzo all have more goal involvements. Gravenberch, his teammate, is even on more, on 5. So Gakpo, Gravenberch, Salah all got more points. I'm kind of struggling to see the connection from FPL. Obviously, without that wonder free kick versus Arsenal, he'd be just on 1 assist for the season. So, and then Gakpo, I did on my wildcard, I left money in the bank for Gakpo from Minte or Minter to go to Gakpo. And then I just seen that he's been benched, and now I'm just like, the Mins are a worry. Like, he started 5 game weeks in a row and then got a rest, and then he started 4 games in a row and got a rest. Is the pattern getting worse, or is that just a one-off like extra game? Like, I don't know. And then Salah, 14.2 million, 23%, 14 million for 1 single double-digit return in 11 game weeks. Not great. 4 goals, 2 assists is not bad, but like, it ain't bad for like someone much cheaper, like Kudus, Minte, Rice, and Buemo all have the same goal amounts for considerably cheaper. So he also goes to AFCON in game week 17, which is not far away, really. When it starts, it starts in game week 17, so he could miss game week 16 because he might go earlier just for prep with them. So, the attack, I think, is something you want to look at. Like, Ekitike could be okay, I guess. Isak, we have no idea what's happening there between those two. It's just see who's starting. I think for now I'll be waiting, basically.
Yeah, same for me, to be honest. Before that benching against City, I was thinking Gakpo just seems like the best pick, and maybe if TK or Wirtz had an international break injury, I'd feel a lot more confident. But that benching could come in like the really good game. He seems, even though he's played quite a few 90 minutes, I'm just not 100% on Gakpo. And Salah is obviously still way too expensive when Haaland's doing the business. I think it's funny, like the whole talk from like game weeks, let's say 4 or 5 was, I'm not going to play my wildcard now because Liverpool's fixtures get really good in game week 12. And now we're here with like potential to get at least a player or 2 in their team, on our teams, and neither of us are just I don't really want any of them.
Maybe you should just go for it and just triple up and be like, fixtures. Come on.
Fixtures. Well, I was at when we were talking a minute ago. Liverpool have actually got worse XG over the last 4 games than Forest this game week, or heading into this game week.
Yeah, fair.
So, I don't know I don't know what can be said about their form really. I don't know, but you're right. We always say fixtures breed the form, and their run is so good for so long. So, maybe we could get talked into it.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I talk about Manchester United just a little bit? So I'm kind of unsure how they aren't higher. So if I just sort the sort of next few fixtures on the Hub app, actually, if I stretch it like a little bit longer, I think they'd be a second, or basically how they're not higher than Liverpool. So they play 3 of the teams who are in the bottom half of the table. I think they're moving bottom 8 for XGC for the season in the next 4 game weeks. That's Everton at home, West Ham at home, and Wolves away. They've got a trip to Palace thrown in there for good measure, which is obviously a bit tricky. I think it's like a lunchtime game on a Sunday. United have obviously turned the corner a little bit, unbeaten in the last 5, started scoring goals as well. Since game week 6, they're actually the second highest scorers in the league with 13, behind Man City who have 14. Obviously, Sesko is out, but I don't really think that impacts him too much because he's been benched in some of the the trickier away games anyway. And they've still scored well. Over the entire season, actually ranked 5th for XG, higher than Liverpool, just behind City. Chelsea are the top of that ranking. They accumulated a lot of that total XG against West Ham and Wolves, 2 teams United have in the next 4. So I think they're like primed to have a good run. I think there's still like loads of naysayers out there like, oh, it's Manchester United, but their assets have been good so far this season. Like,
Yeah,
Embuemo
I'm
is the yeah.
happy with him. Yeah, he's doing
Embuemo, the
well.
fourth highest scoring midfielder, up at 33%. I think he's returned in 4 of his last 5 games now, so he's obviously finding his feet in the team. Bruno has got 50 overall points, which is still 25 behind Semenyo, but he is just like ticking along well. Like he's just been consistent even at that price. 5, 5, 4, 8, and then a 3, -1, and a 10. So yeah, I think they're both just like really decent picks. I feel like you mentioned Delit, but I just still feel like their defense isn't investable yet. He like changes that
Yeah.
defensive back three so much, and their XGC is really poor.
Does. Yep.
Yeah, fourth worst over the course of the season. Only Burnley, West Ham, and Wolves are worse. So it's kind of the attack that's been bailing them out at the moment. Said about Bruno, and not amazing numbers. Roots points are there. I kind of think Embuemo easily now the second best pick, if not the best pick in that team. He's doubles Bruno's ownership, which has surprised me really. 33% now to like 16. He's
Yep.
8.5 million. He's creeping up, obviously 4-5 scoring mid. Like I mentioned, over the season, the expected points are actually just in Bruno's favour, 55 to 52. But that's obviously backed up by the 2 penalty misses. So you would think with 2 penalties on there, that would be a lot higher. So I think Embuemo's doing well to keep pace with him.
Yeah.
And Embuemo's goal threat stats are just far superior. 21 shots in the box to 13, 7 big chances to 5 when you consider 2 of those have been Bruno's penalties. And his XA, which you kind of would expect would be in Bruno's favour, is in Embuemo's favour too, 2.6 to 1.8. And I've actually been looking at it thinking for this game week as well, Haaland's got the tricky away game against Newcastle. They've only conceded a total of 2.2 XG at home all season. Could this be an opportunity to go against like the machine? Like Everton's slightly below mid-table in terms of XGC when playing away from home. 5.6 is Embuemo's average points per home game so far this season. Bruno's is 4.5. So they're both they could be reliable captain shouts. And they've both had 2 double-digit returns at home too. I'm kind of thinking this game week that I'm going to be getting Embuemo in this week. And I'm also quite tempted to captain one of them over Haaland.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So you already have Bruno?
I've already got Bruno in place.
Yeah, I'm tempted by the double as well, but
yeah,
interesting.
I just think they've just got such a. I mean, this is maybe a bit reverse of what I said about Liverpool, but I feel like United have actually got a bit of momentum with some wins and some form behind them. They've got great fixtures. I don't think it's an issue buying Embuemo now, even with AFCON, because they give us transfers to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Why not take advantage of those really great fixtures and get on him? To be honest,
I think we've said it kind of all season that where Embuemo, Cunha, Bruno, Sesko when he's been in it, they're gonna score goals and they are scoring goals. It's just they've got good fixtures. You can odds on expect Bruno and Embuemo to be or Cunha or someone just be involved in any goals they score. And why can't there be loads of goals scored over the next year? Ahmad is kind of an interesting option too. He's been decent form, looking decent going forward anyway. Is he a defender or goal mid in the game? Do we know?
He's a mid, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, interesting option at 6.3 million ish, around the Minte Saar price point. If you needed to save money, I think Ahmad's a decently nailed on as well. So yeah, I think they're absolutely worth investing in, especially the forwards. And if you really want to get spicy, then yeah, I think Delete is the only one you could really go for. Dorgu I've had and it's been awful. And he kind of lost his place, but he kind of was already come back in. Delo is just who knows. And then Ahmad is obviously playing the other wing back, and just the other it's Shaw just offers basically nothing. And then it's between Yoro and stuff like that, isn't it? So and Mazraoui, and so it's Delete or nothing.
And the keeper, even though he's 5 million, I just don't know about the value in there. It doesn't seem to get loads of saves. I just think it's a good, really good entry point for United this week, and I feel like there's a bit of momentum with them. Genuinely,
is a Bruno a better pick than Saka at the moment?
Yeah, I was weighing that up, because I could get Saka or Embuemo for this game week, and their numbers are pretty similar, but I'm just sort of basing it on the fixtures I think are in Mbuemo's favour, and
For sure.
and I just think he's more nailed for 90 minutes until AFCON. Why not have him for the better fixtures? And then when you get the 5 free fixtures, why not then just get Saka? Because I think he's going around game week 16 or 17, something like that, or maybe even game week 18 actually. So basically, if you had Mbuemo to Saka, you're looking at a fixture of Everton, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Villa, and then Saka for Brighton, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. So I just think it seems like I mean, obviously you could have both maybe, but yeah, it just seems like a nice time to do the switch really. So yeah, I'm a bit wild for Man United this week, and I think I might buy and maybe captain Mbuemo for that Monday night game.
Oh, it's risky.
I just think it might be a good week to take a chance on not captaining Haaland, because when else are we?
Who are you selling to get him?
Or it'll be like someone like I can afford him from Reinders or Caicedo. So either one of those, and
And then
downgrading.
see what happens with Semenyo. If Semenyo's out, would you sell Semenyo?
Semenyo's out, I might punt on Gakpo.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot of free transfers.
I suppose we can talk about that on the Thursday show, can't we? Really?
Yeah,
we should. Yeah.
All right. I didn't really have too much else to say about this game week. Just that I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's just hope United don't shit the bed, which they're kind of known to do. So let's see.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, we'll be back on Thursday evening to talk about our teams, transfers. Sounds like we're both poised to make some, so that should be quite good.
Yeah, I would have liked to have more transfers, but I've got 2, so I can do something. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll be back, everyone, on Thursday. If you've got any questions in the meantime, please drop them below, and we'll see you then.
Yep. Thanks all.
Cool. Bye bye.